When she lifted her arm to wipe her forehead, I saw thick unshaved hair under her arm. I almost vomited.
People thought the story ended there, with me learning how to cook and avoiding dirty restaurants forever. But my people, this life has a funny way of revisiting the things you try to run from. Because 2 months later, that same restaurant came back for me. Literally.
It was a rainy Thursday evening. You know that Lagos kind of rain, the one that sounds like God is dragging metal chairs across the sky. I had just finished cooking dinner. Jollof rice, grilled fish, sweet aroma filling my small dining room. Zara was already dozing on the couch with her cartoon still playing. As I turned off the gas, I heard a knock. Slow, heavy, 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. I frowned. Who is that by this time? Kene wasn't home yet. It was past 9 p.m. I wiped my hands, walked to the door and peeped through the curtain. A woman stood outside. Umbrella in one hand, a black nylon bag in the other. Her clothes were soaked. Her wig looked like it had given up on life. And something about her silhouette felt familiar. "Good evening, Ma," she called softly. Her voice trembled like someone begging for help. Against my better judgment, I opened the door slightly. "Yes, how can I help you?" The woman looked up slowly, and my heart stopped. It was the waitress from that restaurant, the same cheerful girl who served me the jollof rice and turkey, the one I thought whose smile was innocent. Except now, she didn't look cheerful at all. Her eyes were swollen, her lips trembling, her mascara washed down her cheeks like 2 black rivers. "Please, Ma," she whispered, staring around as if someone followed her. "I need your help." My entire body grew cold. "How did you find my house? Why are you here?" She shook her head. "I had to tell you the truth. After you left that day, things changed. People started falling sick, complaining online, and management told us to delete comments and ignore everything." Her hand tightened around the nylon bag. But that is not the worst part. She looked around again, shivering. "The owner of the restaurant, Madam Funmi, she believes you saw too much. She said you entered the red door." My chest tightened. I remembered the metal door, the terrible smell, the rats, the rotten meat, the maggots. "What does that mean?" I asked. The waitress's voice dropped to a whisper. "Ma, once you see what is behind that door, she doesn't let you go." I stepped back slowly. "Let me go? What do you mean?" She opened the nylon bag with shaking hands. Inside were pictures, printed photographs, tons of them. Pictures of me walking into the restaurant, sitting with Zara, taking my first spoon, walking toward the restroom, standing near the red door, even leaving the restaurant holding my daughter's hand. Every breath froze inside me. "Why do you have this?" I whispered. She wiped her eyes. "The kitchen staff, they take pictures of anyone that enters the back area for safety, for tracking. Madam Funmi said you must never tell anyone what you saw. She said you're now a risk." My chest tightened. I remembered the metal door, the terrible smell, the rats, the rotten meat, the maggots. What does that mean? The waitress's voice dropped to a whisper. "Ma, what they serve there is not normal food. That rotten meat you saw, it wasn't supposed to be thrown away. They use it. They believe it makes people addicted, keeps them coming back." I gasped. My heart pounded like a drum. People have been falling sick, regular customers. Some even ended up in the hospital. But Madam Funmi keeps paying to silence them. A lightning struck outside, lighting up the girl's terrified face. "Ma, I lost my job because I refused to sign a secrecy form. They threatened me. They threatened my family. That's why I'm here." Her voice cracked. "I needed to warn you before something happens." Just then, bam! A loud crash sounded outside, like someone slammed the car door angrily. The waitress flinched, dropping the nylon bag. Her eyes widened. "Oh my God, they followed me!" My blood turned to ice. "Who followed you?" I whispered. She backed away from the door, trembling violently. Madam Fumi's guys, the same ones who handle the waste, they don't like loose ends. Another bam! This time closer, right outside my gate. I quickly shut the door, locked it, and pushed the bolt across. The house fell silent, except for the storm and the sound of Zara sleeping in the living room. I whispered to the girl, "Come inside, quickly." She stepped in, dripping rainwater on the tiles. Outside, footsteps, heavy ones, moving toward my window. I turned off the lights. My pulse was racing. In that moment, I realized this was no longer just about a dirty restaurant. It was something darker, something deeper, something dangerous. And I had accidentally stepped right into the middle of it. The waitress grabbed my hand. "Ma, they won't stop. Not until they get the pictures or silence us both." That was when Zara woke up and rubbed her eyes. "Mommy, who is that woman?" Before I could answer, a voice outside growled, "Open this door!" The banging on my door didn't stop. It grew louder, deeper, like someone hammering with their fist wrapped in pure anger. Boom, boom, boom. Zara crawled into my lap, trembling, her small fingers gripping my arm. "Mommy, who is that?" Her voice was barely a whisper. The waitress pressed herself into the corner of my sitting room, hands shaking. "Ma, they are here for the pictures and for me. Please, don't open that door." Another voice outside, deep, male, familiar Yoruba accent growled. "Madam Amara, open this door before we break it." My heart dropped. How did they know my name? I moved my finger to my lips, signaling the waitress to stay quiet. Then I carried Zara and tiptoed toward the bedroom, whispering, "Go under the bed. Don't come out until I say so." She hesitated. "Mommy, go, now!" She crawled under the bed just as another violent bam rattled the entire door frame. The waitress swallowed hard. "Ma, we need to call someone, anyone." I grabbed my phone. No network. Rainstorm. Perfect timing. I stared at her. "Talk. Tell me everything. Who are these people? Why are they after me?" The girl wiped her wet face. Her voice trembled. "Ma, that restaurant is not just dirty. It is cursed." I cursed. My blood ran cold. "Cursed?" She nodded. "Years ago, the place used to be a small buka. Nothing serious, but sales were bad. Customers stopped coming. Then one day, Madam Funmi traveled to somewhere in Ogun State. She stayed there for weeks." The waitress shivered. "When she came back, things changed. She came with a new recipe, a special ingredient, something she said would make the food irresistible." I frowned. "What kind of ingredient?" She hesitated. Then she whispered, "Human fat." My whole body froze. I stood there like someone poured ice water down my spine. What did you just say?" She looked at me, eyes filled with fear and shame. "Ma, they mix human fat into the oil they use for frying. That is why the food tastes so good. That is why customers get addicted. That is why people keep coming back even when they know the place is dirty." I covered my mouth, shaking. "That rotten meat I saw." She nodded, slowly. "It wasn't meat." I nearly screamed. My legs weakened. I grabbed the armrest of the sofa to steady myself. But who are the people outside?" She whispered. "Madam Fumi's boys. They do the collection. They find corpses from hospitals, accidents, anywhere. Sometimes they even..." She swallowed, unable to finish. A thunder cracked outside, shaking the windows. Then the worst sound came. The metallic click of my gate opening. The waitress gasped. "Oh God, they broke the padlock." I peeked through the curtain. A black SUV had parked outside. 3 men stepped out. Rain soaked their clothes. They held metal rods and something that looked like a battering tool.
Madam Amara, open this door and let us settle this peacefully. Peacefully? Nothing about this night felt peaceful. The waitress grabbed my arm.
Hold on. Before I tell you what happens next, if you are still here watching, you are definitely someone who loves real stories. The kind that make your skin crawl a little and still teach a lesson. So go ahead, take a quick moment to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next stories. Because I've got more African tales and real life lessons just like this one. And if you're following every twist, like this video and tell me in the comments, what do you think Madam Funmi is planning next?
Ma, we need to leave now. How? They're outside. She pointed toward the back of the house. The kitchen window. We can climb out before they circle around. We rushed into the kitchen. Rain drummed hard against the roof. The lights flickered. I pushed the window open. The wind howled inside, spraying rain everywhere. The girl climbed out first, landing quietly. I followed, my heart beating like a talking drum. But as soon as my feet touched the wet ground, a flashlight beam flashed across the back fence. A voice shouted, "There! They're escaping!" I grabbed the waitress's hand. "Run!" We sprinted through the narrow passage between houses, splashing through muddy puddles, slipping and stumbling. The men jumped the fence behind us. "Don't let them go!" one shouted. My slippers flew off. Cold water soaked my feet. The rain slapped my face like punishment. The waitress gasped, "This way," and pulled me toward a small gutter path. We squeezed ourselves between two blocks and hid behind an old generator house. My chest burned. I could hear footsteps. Close, too close. A torchlight swept the area. "Check inside that compound." The waitress covered her mouth to stop her breathing from being loud. My mind screamed one thing over and over. Zara, my baby, she's still inside the house alone. Tears filled my eyes. I wanted to run back. I wanted to scream. But if they caught me, caught us, I might never see her again. The footsteps moved further away, but only slightly. Then suddenly, one of the men's phones rang. "Yes, ma. No, we didn't find them yet. Yes, ma, we will." He paused. "Yes, the little girl, she's still inside the house." My heart stopped beating. They knew about Zara. They were going back for her. The men turned around, running back toward my home. I grabbed the waitress's arm. "We're going back," I whispered. "I don't care if they kill me. My daughter is in that house." The waitress nodded, her face pale but determined. "Let's go, ma." We stepped out from the hiding spot and ran into the storm. Because if there is one thing stronger than fear, it is a mother ready to protect her child. Rain pounded the ground like 1,000 angry fists as the waitress and I sprinted back toward my house. Every puddle splashed against my legs. Every shadow looked like danger. Every heartbeat sounded like a countdown. My slippers were gone. My feet stung from stones, but I didn't care. Zara was inside the house. We reached the street corner just as the black SUV reversed sharply and stopped in front of my gate. Headlights cut through the rain, bright, harsh, blinding. 3 men jumped out. All of them wore the same thing. Red aprons. Not restaurant aprons. No. These were darker, thicker. Symbols drawn in chalk around the chest area. A strange-looking eye sewn into the center. The waitress grabbed my arm, whispering shakily, "Ma, the red aprons, they are the ones who do everything for Madam Funmi. The night walk, the rituals, the protection." My throat tightened. "Rituals?" She nodded. "It's not just about the food. The human fat, it's part of a spiritual deal she made. To bring customers, to attract money, to keep her business alive." I felt my chest squeeze painfully. "So, people eat cursed food?" "Yes, ma. When she mixes that oil into the stew, she whispers incantations. Anyone who eats it becomes spiritually tied to the restaurant. That's why customers always return. That's why some fall sick. Their spirits are weakened." I nearly fainted. Does it affect children too?" The waitress's face fell. Yes, children are the easiest to affect. My heart cracked open. Lightning struck behind us, lighting up the street, just in time for us to see the Red Aprons heading toward my front door. One of them carried a black bag. The bag moved, squirmed. It wasn't a tool bag. It was a capture bag, the type kidnappers use. They were going for Zara. I snapped. Every fear inside me turned into fire. "We're going inside," I hissed. The waitress shook her head. "Ma, they'll hurt us." "I don't care." A woman does not negotiate when her child is in danger. We ran. We kept low, sneaking behind parked cars, using the rain as cover. When they reached my door, 2 men stood guard while the other kicked it. Thud, thud, thud. The wooden frame cracked. Pieces broke off. Zara's faint voice cried inside, "Mommy!" Tears blinded my vision. The waitress grabbed my palm. "Come, I know another way in." She led me behind my house to the back kitchen window, the same one we escaped from. Except now, there was someone already there. A woman, standing under the rain with an umbrella. Dressed head to toe in black lace, gold earrings dangling, red lipstick that didn't smudge despite the storm. She looked like a rich Lagos madam, the type that sits at the front row in church but is deep in the word. The waitress stopped dead. She whispered one word, "Madam Funmi." My stomach twisted. The woman smiled, slow, cold, confident. "So, you came back." Her voice was silky but dangerous. "You should have minded your business, Amara. You don't open doors that don't concern you." I stepped in front of the waitress, trembling. "Please, my daughter, leave her out of this." Madam Funmi lifted her umbrella higher, revealing her eyes. Calm, calculating, almost bored. She said, "You already exposed her to danger the moment you entered my kitchen." "I didn't expose her to anything," I cried. "You people are the ones doing wickedness." She shook her head gently. Every successful business in this Lagos has a secret. Some use charm, some use connection, some use prayer. I simply use what works. The waitress spat. "You are evil. You are killing people." Madam Funmi sighed, like she was tired of the conversation. "I give people what they love: food, sweetness, addiction, loyalty. And in return, the spirits ask for small sacrifices." "Human fat is not a small sacrifice," I screamed. She tilted her head. "You think your government hospitals don't sell corpses? You think accident scenes don't have vultures? Everyone benefits from the dead somehow." Her voice softened, became chilling. "But you saw the room behind the red door, and no one sees that room and stays free." She raised a finger, and the Red Aprons at my door stopped kicking. They turned toward her. "We found her," one said. Madam Funmi pointed at me. "Bring the child, leave the mother for last." I rushed forward. "No, please, take me, not her." But she only smiled. Mothers are always dramatic. Everything inside me snapped at once. I grabbed a long wooden stick lying near the generator house and pointed it at them like a mad woman. "Touch my daughter, and I swear I will kill all of you." The Red Aprons laughed, deep, mocking laughter. Madam Funmi turned away. "Finish it." Just as the men started moving toward my kitchen window, "Gwa!" The loudest sound of the night exploded from the side of the compound. The gate slammed open. A bright flashlight cut through the darkness. A voice shouted, "Police! Nobody move!" 4 officers stormed in with guns raised. The Red Aprons froze. Madam Funmi slowly turned, her smile fading for the first time. My knees almost collapsed because at the front of the officers, standing drenched, panting and furious, was Kene, my husband, holding his own phone up, the screen glowing, showing the pictures the waitress had brought. He must have found them in the living room when the men broke the door. He pointed at the Red Aprons. Arrest every single one of them. Madam Funmi hissed. Do you know who I am? Do you know who protects me? Kene stepped forward. I don't care who protects you. You came for my family. The officers surrounded her. For the first time, fear flickered in her eyes, but her voice stayed dangerous. This is not over. The spirits don't like interference. Kene ignored her and shouted, Where is Zara? I ran inside the house. Everything was upside down. Chairs, curtains, broken pieces of the door. I dropped to my knees and lifted the bed skirt. Zara, baby, come out. A tiny face appeared. Mommy! She crawled out and threw herself into my arms. I held her, crying like someone who saw death and came back. Kene hugged us both, shaking. It's okay, I'm here. Outside, the officers dragged the Red Aprons into the rain, handcuffing them. But when they turned back for Madam Funmi, she was gone, vanished. Only her umbrella remained on the ground.
Will Madam Funmi ever return, or is this the end of her curse? And what would you do if you were in her shoes? Tell us in the comments. I would love to know. And please share this story, because you never know who needs a warning like this.
Hit like and don't forget to subscribe to Storygasm if you enjoyed this story. And tell us in the comments where you're watching from.